Gritster's asking how am I tonight? Doing pretty well. These guys again. Let's get ready.
So, I'm just looked this up, and for a 2-pack of batteries that will fit inside here, that will apparently give you twice the battery life as them, it'd be $21.
Oh, that's not too bad.
2 batteries, that's really good. And for the charger, like that I guess I'm going to charge them externally, it'd be $4.14.
Putting fairies in bottles. Oh yeah, red mail. You know, they give you the blue and red mail in pretty short succession. You spend most of the game with the green. It's not like the original where you can get the, I guess the blue ring really early on as long as you farm for money. Which was the primary template at the time. Takes us back to there. Let's see, Strawbert says, I've beaten this game before. Yes, I have as well. A couple times, actually. I've beaten it for the Game Boy Advance and Super Nintendo. This is the Super Nintendo version. Which I actually think is a better version than the remake. Better music, more screen area. And by better, I mean it feels like they slightly adjusted the music in a negative manner. Something tells me I didn't want to pick those things up. But we're gonna go for it. It wasn't too bad. Oh, I'm actually supposed to open the chest, though. Where do I want to be for this? I want to be right there. Hollywood says, LOL, the moving background is kind of awesome. Yes, I made it myself using Sony Vegas. Oh, there's something I gotta push here, isn't there? There we are. Hook shot. Left or right? We will take left first. And use our secret bomb hole. Proceed randomly through these little teleporters. You will eventually get somewhere useful.
Alright, I'm gonna go record real quick and I'll be back after that.
I will be here all alone.
I'm here. I'm sleepy.
I'll be here mostly alone. Nah.
I count as like half a person right now.
Yes, it is quite late.
I'm worn out actually. Usually I'm awake about this time. And I'm just I have to go back tomorrow and finish cleaning and get a few more things out of there.
Let's see, Strawberry saying there's not enough people nowadays to play classic games. I don't think they've been pretty popular. Grid Star's asking if that's Michael. No, that is Dire Dwarf. And Hollywood is saying, I believe, Skyward Sword is the prequel to Zelda Games Before Game, and yes, it is the first in the timeline that we know of.
I want to play it.
Let's see, what am I missing out of here? There's something up there, and then I gotta go up. See if there's any awesome green goop. I think we've already exhausted that direction. Actually, we exhausted that whole direction, didn't we? We'll see what's here. That's right, I'm gonna hit you with an arrow. What do you, I assume, gets pushed? Whoops. I guess you're not laser shieldable yet. God dang it, lasers. Hitbox. There we go. Come on, whoops. Whew.
Relief?
Almost.
Alright, I think we're gonna head off, Mumble. You have a good night, dude.
Alright.
Good luck.
I may need it.
Oh, and good night, Dew's stream. Dew's stream.
always do that. There we go. Okay, one of these. No. Derp. Or did I do something quick? What puzzle did I do that was quick? retarded. Hit the thing and it bounces me all the way off. Right onto spikes. The spinny fire thing. Ah. Come on, show up over there. Finally. Greetings, boss. Numbers is saying boss with 1.5 hearts. I have more than 1.5 hearts. If I can not derp up anymore. He's a bat. See, this is something. You're actually in the Dark World, but you still manage to get your bird to come. And it flies you over to the pyramid.
Good morning, Detroit.
Good morning. Is it morning now? Oh yeah. I was hoping I'd get this done in time before... Whoops. Yeah, that's fine. Don't know in time for what, but done in time. How are my fairy holes doing here? 2 to go.
Also, isn't it interesting that the Dark World that you're roaming right now is actually the sacred realm spoken of in, like, Ocarina of Time, but turned evil in a world of monsters by Ganon?
I want to know how
Isn't
my my bird got here. It only existed in the normal world, but then it magically came and picked me up and dumped me on a pyramid.
It's the bird of time. Don't question it.
The bird of time. Let's see if I
Bird
remember
of
how much
time
this
and
bomb
space.
is.
Long spoken of in the text. Hey, go in Dumbledore. You're not a bad boy, Harry. There's a bomb! Kill it! It's a bomb! Watch out, dude, it's after you!
I remember it being bigger. Does one of the other adventure or Zelda games have a much bigger bomb?
Oh, yes.
Is it Wind Waker?
Four Swords Adventures has a giant.
That could be it, because I remember one that like is giant and has a countdown on it.
Yeah, Dark Link usually uses them, or is it Dark Link or Shadow Link at that time? I believe it's Shadow Link, because Dark Link is the one in Ocarina of Time. But anyway, he pops out and he's like, "Nyah!" and then he throws it down. Just to kill you with it. Like my Dark Link voice there. Nyah! I'm excited.
Is that close enough?
Should be.
And it's just the sword, right? There's nothing else I get from this other than the super sword?
Super Sword! Super.
Level 4
Super
sword, which is like entirely superfluous. Oh, silver arrows!
You need your super arrows.
I need my silver arrows.
Your super arrows?
I said silver arrows.
I said super arrows on accident.
The super McArrows.
Don't call me McGamer! Old McGamer had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. The woof woof here and a woof woof there.
And a dude tried there.
Dude's right there! Dude's right there! Dude's right everywhere!
Alright, so... I'm gonna save and quit, because I haven't saved in a long time, and I'm not sure what happens if I beat it and I didn't have it saved. You know what? We don't need no freaking hearts. We're just gonna go for it. It's Ganon. This game is like 6 or 7 times easier than the Oracle games. Come on, one of my endless supplies of fairies. Hollywood says the most frowned upon Zelda game is probably Phantom Hourglass. Phantom Hourglass has some issues. It takes too long. Secret Darkness technique.
Secret Darkness! Goodness! How did he learn that? Is there a school that teaches Secret Darkness techniques? I hope so. I want to go there.
Ah, man, missed him.
Oh, Secret Darkness technique, I'm on.
Welcome, Crumbletron. I am the essence of the Triforce.
Hello.
Greetings.
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 Triforce.
Let's study this. The Triforce will
Do you have-
grant the wishes in the heart and mind of the person who touches it.
I want a advanced chemistry set with 4 beakers.
Yes.
Yes. Odd science. Machinery.
Henry Watson says more glorious 3D. Hey, this was very serious business in 1992, whatever.
1992. Good times.
Last
Back then,
last
I
time I
was-
touched a woman.
the name of science, of course. Not anything.
yes.
She.
Let's see what the stream chat's saying.
How dare you ever think that I would... Oh my.
See, Mr. J. Tezel says Phantom Hourglass was pretty fun. I felt that the game didn't have a proper, like, balance curve. It started off, like, yeah. It started off,
Good. Easy. Simple.
well, no, it started off easy, and you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna ramp up and be fun to make it, like a normal Zelda game. But it ended up being too easy because they had to make the drawing control system work.
Simple.
A couple congrats.
I
Let's see.
have found a thesaurus. Let me...
Hollywood is saying Twilight Princess seems to be in the midway of the Zelda games. No, I actually consider Twilight Princess to be maybe even the worst one made by Nintendo of Zelda games.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's competent, but it's not. It's poorly paced. It takes too long to get to.
competent.
Yeah.
That's what my gym leader said back in high school.
Let's see.
Except there was the word hardly in front of it. Hardly competent. See?
And Espion Fan says Phantom Hourglass is the worst. And Mike, the guy in the hat, says, "Do You're Dead to Me." I love Wind Waker. Wind Waker is probably the best of the 3D Zeldas to me.
That's right. Boat and physics. And it correctly illustrates the power of wind with...
The Deku Leaf, yeah, that's totally the most realistic thing ever.
See, the Deku... It combines the forward... magic and science and... Whoosh. You see?
Giant wall of text.
That's my wallpapers.
A person says, "Damn it!" I assume he just got here as Link suddenly touches the Triforce. Oh, he says, "I'm about to go to bed and do his streaming." Ah. I love the ending of this one. This one is one of the best endings of a SNES game. At least of its era.
The music's fantastic.
Oh yeah, I love the music, especially once the cloud scene happens. And it's a slow version of the Zelda theme. Ortho Labs is saying the Wii Twilight Princess wasn't the real Link. That Link was right-handed. Yes, all Links except for the Wii version of Twilight Princess and Squidward's Sword have a left-handed Link. Espion Fan says the worst console Zelda game would have to have been Zelda 2 and then A Link to the Past being second. Mike, the guy in the hat says now do Minish Cap. I do have Minish Cap.
You should.
I've never played Minish Cap, actually.
What? Laugh for me. Going to write a note about how much this angers me, and then file it away in my emotions filing cabinet.
Ivana was asking, do you think they'll move back to left-handed Link for the Wii U? The reason they have it in the right hand is because it makes the Wii motion sword play feel better for the majority of people who just happen to be right-handed. It really should be an option.
I think Skyward Sword is the best Zelda game ever. Not my favorite,
Link's
but
Awakening.
it's the best. The game does wonders. The music is perfect. The controls are amazing. You know, as much as people are like, "What motion controls?" They do work well. You know, that's what you can say about it. It's not like a game where the motion controls are horrible or overused.
Actually, I can update my backlog right now. SNES game complete. The Legend of Zelda: A Pasted Link. A Pasted Link.
I don't think that's accurate.
Beaten. Completed on stream. May 31st, 2012.
That being said, Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game ever. And I haven't... I mean, Skyward Sword did really great things, and I loved the music in it, which was one of the big things that won me over with Wind Waker. But just the way Wind Waker is, to me, it's timeless. That style. It's never going to not look good. I mean...
Oh yeah, it looks like a 3D version of A Link to the Past.
I mean, the game will never look out of date just because of the style of it, which is why I love it.
I love the fire in that. It looks so awesome.
Indeed. Indeed.
And the Master Sword sleeps again forever until, wherever else in the timeline it's needed.
If you consider... Why does it get pulled again? Does it get pulled again? Link to the Past and the Oracles and Link's Awakening, don't touch it. And then Zelda 1 and Zelda 2.
You can get the Master Sword in the Oracle games.
But I don't think that's the Master Sword. I think it's just a powerful sword. It might be a different one.
A different Master Sword? Is there multiple timelines for a Master Sword? The one that gets put forever in the slab, and the one that doesn't?
There's the Master Sword, and there's some people, who, in my opinion, that I think in some places, that it's just called a Master Sword. It's just a sword, the title of the Master Sword, even though it's not the Master Sword.
I mean, this is the best part of the ending right here. The cloud scene, the triangle spinning around, and the music. I'm gonna crank up the music a bit. Look at that, yeah. Look at that 3D. What is that, 15 polygons? Five times 3? Yeah. 15 polygons per second.
Mike, that sounds like Zeldathon. By the way, if you haven't heard about what is now being tentatively called, I guess, the race through Wind and Twilight, me and Mike challenging each other of our favorite games.
The opposite competency.
Right. And Mike, I don't know how possible this is just because of how long these two games are, but would you consider doing Wind Waker and Twilight Princess back to back, and we race through both games at the same time?
Whoever finishes first. That's a good way to do it, because you have one.
But that does mean we're gonna have to probably be up for at least 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, because you're talking two 14-ish hour games. Actually, no, Twilight Princess is probably close to. Well, actually, you guys are probably pretty skilled at it. I mean, for as far as I'm concerned, 24 hours into Twilight Princess, you just get the sword. It's that slowly phased to me.
Let's do it, he says. Oh yeah. So that is going to be the race through wind and twilight. Although you're not really racing through wind, kind of racing through water, but same thing. Wind Waker's gonna take you forever? Well, wait till you see me at Twilight Princess.
If you're a fan is wondering if there will be cosplaying, I believe there will be.
Well, I'm bringing my Gandorf costume along with me. I do want to get some minor adjustments made to it. The vest thing was a little bit tight. But again, I will be donning my skirt and my Ganondorf sash in the name of science. Science!
Science.
Yes, we will be streaming it. Someone said stream it. That's the point of Zeldathon,
yeah,
smiley face.
It's to stream most of the Zeldas, possibly all of the Zeldas, at least some of them. Or some components of all of the Zeldas. Including the CDI ones, which again, are you actually having someone work on making them playable? Because I know that they were popular in the Zelda Dungeon partnered one.
What?
The CDI ones.
Yeah, we played them last time.
Yeah.
We beat 2 of them.
Oh, yo, okay, you actually beat 2 of them. I wasn't sure if you'd given up, because every time I saw them, you were always really struggling.
We beat them. I mean, they're hard games, just because of how they control.
All right, well, I'm going to take a 2 to 3 minute break, probably maybe a little longer, because I say 2 to 3 minutes, and then suddenly 5 minutes have passed. I'm going to put my BRB screen and my awesome epic music. BRB screen. What song am I stuck on here? Let's just click on.
This is the part where I say stuff because Dew's gone.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, it's a person.
Oh my god.
You see what I did there?
I did.
I bet he's never heard that one before.
You know, you guys are the first, really.
I'm a pioneer in A-person technology. We should talk about Zelda more, lol. We could talk about that all day.
I'm almost ashamed to admit that I've never played a Zelda game all the way through.
I'll be over at your house in 5 minutes with my consoles. You will play every Zelda. Zelda.
I mean, I owned Twilight Princess, but I only ever owned that just so I could hack my Wii.
I remember doing that trick.
Yeah, you load the save and then you walk backwards.
Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. And we've probably made everybody think on Detroit that she's leaving. No, she's still here, guys. Don't worry. She's not actually here right now. She's dead. She'll be back later. She has to wait for her respawn timer to wear out.
Yeah, this is a hardcore stream. You get banned for a while before you can come back.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
I have to put on my Kurt J Max shirt whenever I say that now.
Oh, you have a Kurt Matt shirt thing?
Yeah, I got the one that's got his avatar's face on it that says Indeed across the front.
Oh goodness, I want that.
I'm surprised more LPers don't sell like merchandise, because I don't know about anybody else, but I'd buy that crap up.
I do.
Maybe you need to advertise it better.
Yeah. I could, I guess.
Could you guess? Oh goodness, I am accidentally reverse deleting the opposite force of challenge Mindcrack. There we go. I'm like speed editing right now because I really don't want to edit. I want to play video games right now for some reason. I usually don't want to play video games. I usually want to edit all night. But right now I just want to edit as fast as I possibly can to get it over with.
I want to get unlost.
Get what?
Unlost. I've been wandering around for the past hour on Minecraft trying to find where home is.
Oh. So you don't have any like coordinates of where you might need to go?
Not a clue.
That's fun.
And
Do you
now
have
I'm
anything good
stuck
on you?
in some cave. Yeah.
Still have all your diamond stuff on, don't you?
Yep. Ooh, I found surface.
I am back, by the way.
And what is this? I'm finding other people's creations.
Welcome back, Detroit.
Greetings.
Welcome back to MC Gamer streams
Oh, yeah.
on Detroit's channel. Be right back screen. I made that, you see, everybody.
No, you
So
didn't.
clever.
You did not make that.
I did. Yeah, I did make that with my own toon hands. My own toon hands? Toon
You've got
hands.
robot. You've got four-fingered robot or cartoon hands. Robot hands. Why did that pop into my mind first?
You play TF2 now?
What?
I'm just making a suggestion.
Oh, I thought. Actually, yeah, TF2 does sound pretty good. Actually, I wasn't
You're
gonna
gonna have
manage
to
count. But
Oh,
this would be well. This would be a good time to
transition.
transition into something else.
Have to give me a moment to finish getting this thing rendered. It should take more than 15 minutes, though. Actually, I don't know. I might be able to play and render at the same time. It'll be an experiment.
Well, then I will finish eating my smoked cheddar.
Oh, cheddar. Sandwich waiting in the fridge for me later. It's a Philly cheesesteak sandwich with barbecue sauce for maximum deliciousness. I'm just going to push the limits of my computer and try to stream it as well.
TF2.
Yeah.
TF2 streams pretty well. I've been happy with it.
Well, I mean, while rendering and X-splitting, and it's going to be a challenge. But I think my computer can take it. What can I call this?
Espion Fan is saying, hey dude, what do you get when you mix a rhythm game with an RPG game? There's a Final Fantasy game coming out, like Final Fantasy Rhythm something or other, that looks kind of interesting.
last time you ran XSplit, the program was not shut down properly. Oh gosh, goodness, what shall I... Oh, I'll just hit this button. Oof, I don't know if my computer's handling this too well.
I think I've wandered my way all the way back to spawn.
Hi, Krabby. I'll be streaming on Fun for Freedom in a moment. Why is Firefox using all that memory?
Because it's Firefox. He uses what it wants.
Let's quickly inform my everything here to only use half of my cores.
Yeah, that pyro stuff from, was it 2 days ago now? Or was it the weekend? It was, I guess now like 4 days ago. It was awesome.
Indeed. Actually want to get my video uploading. Oh goodness. This is my poor computer is gonna die here.
Hey, I found spawn! I know how to get back to my house now.
Alright, well, while you're doing that, I need to move my microphone to a different machine, which is where TF2 happens. So my
Alright.
stream will be down for probably
4 or 5 hours.
2 or 3 minutes. So I will be right back to stream
4 or 5 hours.
in a couple minutes.